17 is your time. Let's go back to Soumada with a look at the forecast. And yes, this red flag warning has been extended, right, all the way till tomorrow.
That's right. So Friday, tomorrow morning is when we are expecting these conditions to significantly improve and the red flag conditions are allowed to expire. But right now, we're still in the thick of it. We're not out of the woods. Good Day LA weather is brought to you by Sweet James Acton Attorneys, and we continue to track those winds, highly variable at this hour, calm in some spots, and welcoming news that we saw earlier in both Roberta as well as Mario's live shot that winds are cooperating. They're on the calm side, but there are those other locations across the Santa Monica Mountains that are pushing to about 15 to even 20 miles an hour. As you can see here in Oxnard, the highlighted area is where we're looking at the most vulnerable spots dealing with some gusty winds at this hour. But we are looking as we get into sunrise and at least till about 9, 10 o'clock that we're anticipating another burst of winds that could reach, or at least gusts, could be right around 50 plus miles an hour, even 60 is possible. Red flag conditions, as you can see here, remain in place, not just for LA County and Ventura County, but that does also apply to the Inland Empire communities, the Riverside County and San Bernardino County, and Orange County being impacted as well. We're dealing with very low relative humidity, vegetation continuing very dry out there, and that continues to also add fuel to the ongoing fires, both the Hughes fire and the Sepulveda fire. High wind warnings, as I mentioned, still in place through at least about 2 p.m. this afternoon for some spots, and wind advisory also in place. We're looking at our wind futurecast to break it down for you, the time frame that we're going to be dealing with. As we push into the next couple hours, you can see how the brightly lit contours actually glow a little bit more, indicating that the winds are expected to push a little stronger. And we maintain the wind speeds to about 3 o'clock this afternoon. It's not going to be until later into the afternoon and evening that finally we're noticing that winds are going to relax a little bit. And as we push into Friday, instead of the offshore trends where winds are coming out of the northeast, those classic Santa Anas, look at the wind arrows. They're going to shift now onshore. This is welcoming news because that will bring in humidity levels. Friday is going to be our transition day. We're looking for a rainstorm to come across Southern California, and finally we're going to get the rain that we need. But unfortunately, it's a double-edged sword, because if a thunderstorm were to occur over a burn scar, it could lead to varying impacts in terms of the potential for mud and debris flow, flash flooding concerns. So we're continue to watch all that for you. Here's a look at our future relative humidity. Not a whole lot of recovery even during the overnight hours. 5 to 7% in some locations, and down to as low as 2 to 3% is still possible. We are tinder dry out there, hence the concern for critical fire weather. Here's a look at what's on the way. This is welcoming. Saturday through Monday for coasts and valleys, we're still looking at that range about 1/4 inch or less in some spots, but 1/2 inch is still possible for some varying areas. Regions across our foothills and mountain communities still about 1/2 inch or 1 inch greater, and that's the area shaded in the blue there. So yes, it reflects areas like Glendora, Arcadia, out towards the Big Bear area. Anything below 5,000 feet, they're looking at rain. We're also going to introduce snow into the forecast. We're talking about inches of snow above the 5,000 foot level, and this storm system is cold enough that some of that snow could make it down to the 3,500 foot level. So we'll be watching if those the snow could impact our local passes. Now, with the chance of thunderstorms, again, just about anywhere across Southern California, there could be some brief downpours, and we could be dealing with rainfall rates over 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, and that could pose flooding issues. So we'll be watching that. Here's a look at our 7-day forecast. So it'll be a warm to hot afternoon, courtesy of the offshore winds. And then the rain comes Saturday through residual showers into Tuesday. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So important, and seeing everyone finally coming back together again.
Yes.
Good morning, Jen, Melvin, and to all our viewers, good morning to you. We continue to watch the winds. Strong Santa Anas continue to blow through Southern California, unfortunately, and we are seeing the early parts of the next round expected to, again, push winds to exceed wind gusts of up to even 50, if not stronger than that. We are seeing that develop across some of our mountain mountain ridges, but we'll continue to watch how winds react to the rest of our area. And because of the winds and dry conditions, we still have red flag warnings remaining in place, now pushing through tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind. And with those offshore winds and those wind protected areas across much of the basin, you're actually looking at light winds and spring to summer like temperatures. We're going to see another round of 70s and 80s, and today could potentially be warmer than even yesterday. Again, courtesy of the offshore flow. Then just like that, we turn things around. A chance of rain and mountain snow. Temperatures are expected to dip into the 50s, so it will be chilly and wet coming our direction Saturday, now extending through the early part of Tuesday. In the meantime, we have these high wind warnings still in place, where gusts could still reach even beyond 60 miles per hour, especially along areas across the San Bernardino and Riverside County areas and portions of Orange County. Wind advisories still on alert and in place for Ventura County and LA County as well. And we watch the fire zones, where gusts could still be concerning for firefighters through at least the afternoon. It won't subside, the winds that is, until later on this evening. And in addition to the wind alerts, we also have dust and ash advisories because of all the smoke and the winds blowing all the particulates in the atmosphere. Make sure you protect your lungs, close your windows, and get the roller coaster ride of weather. Warm, windy, and dry. We get rain chances and thunderstorms, and we're going to be on the watch for what happens in the burn scar areas. The mud and debris flow could pose a problem if a thunderstorm were to again occur over that area. Rain through Tuesday, and mountain